All right, for today's video review, we're going to be taking a look at another Series 6 BotBot. This is Player the Handbook from the Gamer Geeks. The Gamer Geeks, again, as I've said, is a new team that was added in Series 6, which is kind of taking the gaming theme, which has been evident in a few different teams before in BotBots, but kind of expanding it to not just, like video games, but also like role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons. This BotBot here is a Dungeons and Dragons book. I guess he's a player's handbook, you would assume, since his name is Player the Handbook. But I suppose he could also be a Dungeon Master's Guide. This is a repaint of a Series 5 BotBot Jet Setter, who turned into a little passport. And honestly, I think that this alt mode looks a lot better as a thicker book than it did as a passport, because no one's passport is this shape and size. It's supposed to be a lot thinner, whereas this is a more of an actual book. Now, because they've turned it around here and made this the front, it does mean that the book is backwards, kind of like the pages are on this side, so that's a little odd. And it still has the weird little bookmarks up here. First, maybe they've shortened these pieces or something, but they definitely sit a lot closer in to the actual book section itself, which helps a little bit. It still looks a little bit, awkward with the kind of cutoff there where you can clearly see that they don't go into the pages, but I think it definitely looks better than Jet Setter, because look how far that actually sticks out. I don't think, maybe it's just a molding thing and it's just not as compressed as it could be on Jet Setter. I don't know, but either way, I think it works a little bit better. The one detail that I missed that I really wish that they had kept is actually painting the pages like they did on Jet Setter, because it's one of those ones where it's just as is, before you really examine it, it is a rectangle. So having the painted detail to kind of pick out the pages, I think really would help in making this feel better, because if you look at the detail, it has some nice molded detail with creases and stuff like that. And then obviously the pages are sculpted in, but without that painted detail picking it out, you really kind of have to look for that detail. So it looks a little bit less like a book for that reason. And again, because you're expecting the pages to be on this side, that also doesn't help that. So I think it's a better overall shape to be a real book than a passport, but they didn't really pick out enough of the detail to really quite get it there either, unfortunately. But I do like the little, Dungeons and Dragons icons there. I think that definitely does a lot towards getting you to think, getting you to recognize what it actually is. But yeah, in terms of transformation, obviously it's just the exact same as Jet Setter. First, you want to get your fingernails here on the little legs and wiggle them out, which can be kind of tricky to get started, but it's not too bad. And you just pull them out like that. Take these little side sections, which will be the arms, take them out and rotate them out to the side. Take the little bookmarks and actually fold them down to the side so to sit like that. Then take this flap and fold it up. And in all the all the product photography for this set, because this came in the out of controller set, it just had it like this, which you could clearly tell from looking at it was not the whole transformation, because then you have to finish it off by taking this panel here and folding it down so you can actually see the rest of the face. But yeah, there you have Player the Handbook in his robot mode. And it's a cute little robot. I like the sort of again, kind of going with the Dungeons and Dragons theme. They give it a very dragon-y face, which definitely makes it stand out and compared to the sort of chibi cute faces of a lot of different BotBots characters. So yeah, I like the robot mode. And also there's a bit of red paint here on the chest here, which just differentiates it a little bit from the sort of orangey red of the book. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it is a slight different color. I don't know if it's really worth it. If we were really picking and choosing, I would have preferred that they paint on the pages than do that, but what can you do? In terms of articulation, obviously just the same as Jet Setter. The little arms are on ball joints, so you can rotate them around and bring them in and out, and then you can do whatever you want with the little bookmark ears, but that's about it. And speaking of Jet Setter, we can transform that one real quick as well to show them off together. So you can see pretty different vibes here for the robot mode, just in terms of the face. Very cute and bubbly Jet Setter here, whereas very, very dark and scary Player of the Handbook. But you know, they look neat together, even though they turn into, you know, notionally turn into different things. But yeah, I'd say robot mode for me in terms of scoring. Um, I think I'll give him a 4 out of 5, which I think is the same that I gave Jet Setter. I like both of them for different reasons. I love both of their faces just for different reasons, and otherwise, I feel like they kind of accomplish the same thing. Alt mode, I think I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5, which is one higher than Jet Setter's alt mode, just because like it is really way more close to the right shape to be a book than it is a passport. So I do think it works better as a book, but again, you know, with it being recontextualized so the pages open on the other side and the pages not being painted in, I still think for the most part it's kind of difficult to tell what you're looking at. And though the bookmarks are better than they were on Jet Setter, they're still kind of not great in alt mode. So I don't know. I still feel like it takes a little bit of like, you know, identification to actually understand what it is. So just gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Still better, just not, you know, that fantastic. I feel like if they had painted the pages, then we'd be looking at a 4 or maybe even a 5. Well, 4, and then if the pages were on the right side, a 5. I guess this could be like a manga Dungeons and Dragons book. But yeah, whatever. And then transformation is the same as Jet Setter, obviously, just normal average 3 out of 5. The legs can be a little bit tricky and they're a little bit harder to get out even than on Jet Setter, but it's you know, still not too bad compared to some BotBots. So yeah, that is going to give Player the Handbook an overall score of 10 out of 15, which makes him a 3-star BotBot. So yeah, you know, 10 out of 15, 9 out of 15, 2-star, 3-star. I do think it works just a little bit better just by virtue of it being more the right shape as a book than it is as a passport. But either way, I think they're pretty comparable, just kind of different vibes going on there. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to them. If you enjoy my videos, oh, I should also say he is exclusive to the out of controller set. I don't believe you can get him in any of the 5 or 1 packs. He just comes in the out of controller set. So if you want this guy, that is how to get him, unfortunately. But yeah, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have BotBots Series 6 Player the Handbook.